Trump administration pauses some green card applications as part of aggressive vetting effort. The Trump administration has quietly paused the processing of green card applications filed by certain individuals, including approved refugees, as part of a broader effort to more aggressively vet immigrants, according to multiple sources familiar with the move. U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services recently directed officials to suspend processing of requests for legal permanent residency submitted by immigrants granted refugee or asylum status, according to the sources, who requested anonymity to discuss an action that has not been publicly reported. The video will, for the time being, place in legal limbo immigrants who were granted refuge in the U.S. because they proved they could be persecuted in their home countries. Refugees are granted entry into the U.S. after an overseas and exhaustive process of security checks, medical screenings, and interviews that typically takes years to complete. Asylees are foreigners in the U.S. who are granted protection by immigration judges or asylum officers. Both populations have to prove they could face persecution because of certain characteristics, such as their political views, race, or religion. The Trump administration has targeted both congressionally enacted programs, suspending the refugee process, and closing the asylum system at the U.S.-Mexico border through executive orders that are currently facing federal court challenges. In a statement, the Department of Homeland Security confirmed reporting, saying the green card processing pause is needed to comply with two executive actions issued by President Trump, including one that questioned immigration vetting procedures under the Biden administration. USCIS is placing a temporary pause on finalizing certain adjustment of status applications pending completion of additional screening and vetting to identify potential fraud, public safety, or national security concerns. In alignment with Mr. Trump's executive actions, DHS said in the statement, "Adjustment of status is the official name of the green card process." In one of the presidential proclamations cited by officials, Mr. Trump instructed federal agencies to vet and screen to the maximum degree possible all aliens who intend to be admitted, enter, or are already inside the United States. The other executive orders cited by officials paved the way for the State Department to designate Mexican cartels and gangs like Tren de Aragua as foreign terrorist organizations. The pause on some green card applications is the latest action taken by the Trump administration to restrict, tighten, and in some cases, suspend legal immigration procedures on the basis of concerns about national security and fraud. Last month, the administration, citing vetting and fraud concerns, paused all immigration applications filed by immigrants from Latin America and Ukraine who arrive in the U.S. under two Biden-era programs that relied on an authority known as humanitarian parole. The government did not announce that move publicly, but disclosed it on February 19th. The administration said last week it would give over 500,000 migrants from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela who came to the U.S. under one of the program's 30 days to self-deport or faced arrest and deportation. Trump officials have claimed the migrants were loosely vetted by the Biden administration and noted the program was plagued by fraud concerns. Trump administration officials have also announced plans to more heavily scrutinize and review the social media account of immigrants applying for legal status, including U.S. citizenship, green cards, and asylum. USCIS said the vetting of social media accounts is required for the enhanced identity verification, vetting, and national security screening. The agency has long reviewed the social media information of immigrants applying for certain immigration benefits, but the new plan would require those applicants to submit their social media accounts or handles to the government for review. This green card processing pause is the latest in a series of restrictive immigration policies under the Trump administration. By citing national security and fraud concerns, officials have intensified vetting measures, including social media scrutiny. That is all for today in this video. What are your thoughts on this? Please let us know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching the entire video. Hopefully, the information is useful to you. See you later in the next video. Till then, take care.
Trump administration pauses some green card application as part of aggressive vetting effort. The Trump administration has discreetly halted the processing of certain green card applications, particularly those filed by approved refugees and asylees, as part of a broader effort to intensify immigration vetting. According to sources, USCIS recently instructed officials to suspend processing requests for legal permanent residency submitted by individuals granted refugee or asylum status. It leaves many in legal limbo despite their previous approval for protection due to persecution in their home countries. Refugees undergo extensive security checks, medical screenings, and interviews before gaining entry into the US, a process that often takes years. Asylees, on the other hand, receive protection after proving their persecution risk before immigration judges or asylum officers. Both groups are affected by the administration's decision, which aligns with previous actions suspending refugee programs and closing the asylum system at the US-Mexico border, measures that are currently facing legal challenges. The Department of Homeland Security confirmed the pause, stating that it was necessary to comply with two executive actions by President Trump that mandated stricter vetting of immigrants. USCIS justified the move as a means to enhance fraud detection, public safety, and national security. One of the executive orders instructed federal agencies to maximize screening procedures for all foreign nationals seeking entry or already residing in the US. Another order facilitated the designation of Mexican cartels and gangs such as Tren de Aragua as foreign terrorist organizations. This video is the latest in a series of restrictive immigration policies enacted by the administration. Last month, citing fraud and security concerns, the government halted immigration applications from Latin America and Ukraine under Biden-era humanitarian parole programs, a decision disclosed on February 19. Additionally, over 500,000 migrants from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela were given 30 days to self-deport or face removal. The administration also plans to increase scrutiny of social media accounts of immigrants applying for green cards, asylum, or citizenship, requiring applicants to submit their social media handles for government review as part of enhanced security measures.